Listen up, bitch. Class is in session.
Oh my god.
I was gonna chastise you for being low energy like you did to me 2 weeks ago, but I guess I can't now.
Listen up, bitch. Listen up, bitch. Anyway, welcome back to the Hooligans podcast. Today we are going to be discussing shortly a little bit of the Moses Sumney album, Grae. That's Grae.
I think it's Grae.
Grae. It's like the
ain't that Elon Musk's kid?
Exactly. So that was the homework that was assigned. If you did not do your homework, then you will fail the class. But we're going to talk about that for a little bit and just, hang out and have a good time. So I just wanted to start off with initial thoughts, everyone. What did you guys think overall about the album?
I'm gonna be real with you, Logan. I'm gonna be very upfront. Okay. I already told this to Steven and Jose. I listened to this in my car on the way home from work just now for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus
so
Christ.
All of my thoughts will be initial thoughts.
Thanks, man. Hey, I'm really glad that you took this seriously. I appreciate that.
Dude, okay. I'm not gonna make excuses. Whatever. I did like it a lot. A lot of the more grandiose moments of the album. I think especially since I was driving while listening to it, they really caught my attention.
Yeah.
And it's very atmospheric, I guess is a word. I guess everything's atmospheric, but you know what I mean. If you listen to the album, you get what I'm talking about. It's very I don't know. It was almost like some of the background wasn't even music. It was just sound design,
ambiance.
Yeah. And it was just oh, here's some noises, but they're musical. And then his voice is I like his voice a lot.
Yeah.
He does have some pipes on him.
Bro.
Got some sick pipes.
Not only does he have pipes, but he's got a fucking wagon too, bro. Oh my God.
Is that true?
That's it. Did you not see the album art?
Oh, is that him?
Yeah, that's him. There's just a big ol' ass on the thing. God damn. Yeah, he's got an amazing voice. It's something that I honestly I don't think that if I had to listen to this album maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think that I probably would have been turned off by his voice a little bit. Just because I hadn't really been exposed to, different types of vocals at that point. Pretty much everything that I had heard up to, end of high school, beginning of college was, Journey, that kind of stuff. So very, very not, I wouldn't say cookie cutter, but nothing that's super out of the box.
More traditional, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely more traditional vocals and musical styles. So I think that if I had have heard this album at that point in my life, I would have been a little bit turned off by his voice, but just the stuff that he does and the modulations that he uses with his voice is incredible. It's really just very impressive, the kind of stuff that he uses and how he uses the instrument of his voice. That's something that I really took away from the first time that I even heard his previous album, is that the music, like you mentioned, is more of a background the majority of the time, and then his vocals are really the main source of the musicianship and the artistry of the album, and I just love that a lot.
Nice. Yeah. Those are good thoughts.
Thanks, man.
I'm only saying that because I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it. I think right away I definitely liked his voice. I think I always have. That's one of the things that always sticks with me is if it's distinct, then it'll stick with me. And then I decided whether I like it or not. Because, sometimes different can be bad, right?
Yeah.
But I think in this case, it's good. He is different. I really do enjoy his voice and his vocal performance throughout this album. So I definitely agree that, he knows what he's doing, you know? I think for me, I'm really bad at songs, so I can't even name which tracks stand out to me. Because I just kind of listen to it, you know, I don't like look at a track. I'm usually doing something else while I'm listening to music. I'm sure you guys sometimes do the same. But I listened to it a couple of times when I was playing video games. But there's sometimes where like the album would take me out of the game, and I think that's usually like a good indication that, you know, if they're drawing my attention away from something that I'm actively doing, then they're doing something right, at least to me, right?
Yeah.
So there are a couple of times where, like how Tyler said it, where it gets, you know, very grandiose. It like kind of builds up, and it's just like a wall of sound hits you, and when those moments happen, it definitely took me out. I was like, whoa, okay, you know, you have my full attention now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's definitely some moments in this album. For the most part, there are sometimes it can be a little bit slow in a sense, and that's not necessarily a problem, because I definitely listen to music where it's a lot more laid back. There's a whole, you know, a lot less going on, but I still think he's, you know, a talented musician, and I feel like he's still trying to figure out what he is as an artist. Yeah. At least from what I've listened so far, because it's just been this project. I know he has like other things going out or that are out, but from this, it sounds like he's still trying to like figure out what he is like and stuff like that. Like, what would you guys categorize this as far as like genre or like sound? Did you guys like pigeonhole it into something?
I couldn't figure it out.
No.
I was like doing research a little bit over him, and I saw this characterized as like art rock, but I don't know if it has enough like rock elements to really like be considered that. Definitely really ambient. It's kind of in its own box. I really haven't heard sonically an album really similar to this, but I don't know what y'all guys kind of got from it.
There's an artist who I like kind of not like stumbled upon, but I don't know if he was featured in the album version or if it was just the live version of Tanya by Brockhampton. Okay. But his name's Serpent with Feet. That's not his legal name, I'm sure, but
it's his Christian name.
Yeah, that's, you know, his God-given name. But he this like probably like 2 or 3 songs in, I kind of likened it to that, and that's the only other artist that I've listened to personally that I could be like, yeah, I could see them like co-headlining a tour type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as like genre, I watched an NPR interview that he did, and he sort of addressed that a little bit, because this is just so different from pretty much everything, and almost even like track to track, it changes based on just like the musical style that he has. Like there's in the first track, or the first like actual song, there's like atonal piano stuff, which is, you know, doesn't really happen a whole lot in like not modern music, but like popular music, I guess. And then it like switches to like rock stuff. It's got jazz, spoken word, just a whole bunch of different stuff. And he was talking about how he initially moved to LA to record his first album, Aromanticism. And they were trying to like put his music in a box and like call it like one thing. And he was just like, I don't even know what my sound is yet. Exactly like you were saying, Jose. It was just like, I don't even know what my sound is going to be. I don't know what I want it to be, what it's going to look like. So how are you going to tell me what my stuff is when I don't even know? And
what does sound look like, Logan?
Thanks for that. Well, you see, there's the sound waves, right? So it like goes up and down.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
There you go. So before he wrote this album, he actually moved out to Asheville, North Carolina, and was just like secluded himself from everything and just like wrote this album. And I mean, that definitely goes along with like the theme of the album as well, because he talks about it in a couple tracks. Yeah. He talks about it specifically, like naming it like multiplicity, where it's like he doesn't necessarily operate on one end of the spectrum on anything really. It's just sort of like in the middle. He specifically said on the interview, I thought it was kind of funny. He was like, I don't operate in the black or the white. I'm more in the gray. It's like that's what the album's about, bro. That's bars, dude. Come on, let's go. It's just it's very interesting to see like the way that he incorporates that not only into the lyrics or like the musicianship and like the sound of everything, but like just with the way that the whole album is set up and just what he uses like musically. It's very interesting. So to answer your question, Jose, I don't know.
I don't even think he knows.
No, he doesn't. And I think that he like sort of rejects the idea that it has to be a genre. Like there's a track on here. Let's see. I forget what it's called. It's Boxes. He talks
bars,
about,
dude.
Yeah, he talks about like, okay, well, these people will give you like certain like labels and put you in boxes, but you're more than that. You're more than these labels and boxes that they put you in. You define that for yourself. So I think he's sort of like rejecting the idea that like he has to be a certain way and that his music has to be a certain genre. It's just like a very fluid thing. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely respect that. I feel like sometimes like people are kind of quick to write that off of like, oh, it's too much. He's trying to do too much, which I mean, granted, I'm sure he's not very popular, but I don't think that's his goal here is to like get radio play, And so I don't know. I probably have mentioned this before, but like something I really value when it comes to art in general, but especially music, is like something that's unique. And I definitely think this like fits the bill for that at the very least.
For sure. Definitely unique.
So I'm trying to, and I'm mad I can't think of it. But I think the biggest thing that like, I guess got me about this album is like, it seemed, I mean, honestly, like musically, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, this is an album you can't like just casually like, listen to on your drive home from work. When you have to, but like, I definitely appreciated like the concepts they brought up and the topics they were talking about. Someone had showed me a TV show on I think it was Hulu, that definitely reminded me, or I guess I thought of it when I was listening to this album a little bit, where it was just didn't really kind of fit the mold of like a standard TV show, but it was just really fascinating, and I'm blanking on it right now. And if
that Eric Andre show.
Yeah, no, it's an Eric Andre show. No, but it just kind of the same thing where it's just like not your standard like format of the media that was being presented, but it was just really insightful and just made you just think about a lot of different things. And I'll give it to you, Tyler, to put in the description maybe when I think of okay. it. But yeah, and I just wanted to bring that up. That yeah, I don't know. That's all I had to contribute.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
It's not okay.
I will say I think that the album itself felt a lot longer than it actually is.
Yeah.
I think that it's like very
because
dense.
It's bad.
Well, yeah, it's terrible. I hate it. No, it's just very dense. Like I think that it's just a lot to sort of absorb and handle at one time. Like you were saying, like it's not really something that you can just listen to passively to really like grasp everything. It's something that you have to like really listen for, because there's a lot going on. And if you're just, doing something else, normally you'll miss a lot of the stuff. And whenever you sit down and actually listen to it, it feels like it just takes forever because it's just, you're getting hit with a lot of different stuff. So, I definitely agree with that. It's not like a whole lot of other stuff that I've heard.
It's like some Tchaikovsky shit.
I mean, sure.
Not Tchaikovsky shit. Who wrote The Rite of Spring?
If only has some sort of resource.
Stravinsky?
No, not Stravinsky. Was it Stravinsky? Wow.
It's Stravinsky.
Rite of Spring?
Yeah. God, you don't know who wrote The Rite of Spring? God,
I know, God. Oh,
I told you.
It's Stravinsky.
Yeah, Stravinsky. Okay. Yeah. I meant Stravinsky, not Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky was romantic. He didn't really have a lot of... Anyway. Wow.
In what way is it like Stravinsky?
I'm just saying, like, it's just very dense and like a lot going on. I guess I was like trying to specifically liken it to The Rite of Spring, just because like it just like it doesn't fit into. I mean, in The Rite of Spring's case, it was like it wasn't really like sounding like any other contemporary classical music.
Gotcha.
At the time, but like this definitely like I don't know. There was some like weird, like you said, atonal, like kind of ambience to it. And I don't know. I'm about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know me, Logan. You know I'm down for some atonal. Yeah. Down for some atonality.
That's I thought of you whenever I first heard that that atonal piano in the first track.
The little piano? Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, ooh,
really
Tyler's gonna love that.
I was like,
bugged me so fucking much.
Is it bugged you?
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? You don't like atonal?
I just don't like atonal stuff.
I think that if it was like more prominent in the song, it would have bugged me, because I'm not a huge atonal fan either. But like, I think that it was just enough, and like just enough in the background that it fit in pretty well.
Okay.
But I can understand that. Atonal is I generally garbage.
I get where you're coming from too, but you're also incorrect.
Sure. Sorry.
Oh, true. Yeah. Cool.
Sorry.
Oh.
Thicky.
Any other thoughts?
Thicky G, been a little quiet.
I'll let you take a guess as to why.
Oh, fuck. Hit us with the hot take.
Homework. We give Nick an F.
I don't really have a hot take. I just really, really didn't like it.
Let's go.
Is there any particular reason why?
And that's okay.
I
that's fine, yeah.
Don't remember most of it.
That's fair.
It more put me to sleep than I like hated it. It wasn't bad. It was just seemed like everything flowed together, and I don't really like albums that do that.
You prefer stuff that's like sort of a
distinct separation.
Distinct separation.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's understandable.
That's a valid opinion.
I like the isolation shit, just that tie back. That was the main thing I remembered from it.
Mm-hmm.
Topical.
Yeah, bro.
Very topical.
We really do be isolating, bro.
Stay isolated.
Yeah, isolating in our homes where, well, I was going to say where we live with our roommates, but not all of us have roommates.
I mean, Nick's got roommates. He's just related to them.
Yep.
Speaking of,
one of them shits on the floor. So
I was getting ready to say, speaking of roommates, my dog's being very annoying right now. Come here.
Oh I like the way that you worded that, because it made it sound like your mom or your dad shits on the floor.
Yeah.
Well,
Greg's just not having it recently.
16-year-old floor shitter.
Oh.
We've all been there.
Hey.
Now it sounds like Nick has a sibling who...
Look, okay. we were talking about this the other day. Do you all remember the last time you either peed or pooped in your pants?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No!
I also remember the last time. What was, would you feel comfortable sharing yours, Nick?
Which one?
The most recent.
The most
whichever
recent.
one.
Well, now we
The
have
best
to hear
content.
Let's start with number 1.
I don't know if I want to get into this.
No,
That's all.
That's okay.
How about
that's
you
okay.
start out, Lucas, since you brought it up?
Yeah, Logan,
okay,
you
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to share. It
I'll-
sounded like you wanted to share.
I'll
Just
bring it
talk
up.
about
I'll bring it
pants.
up. I'll break the ice there. So mine was the last time was in 6th grade.
Okay.
I peed my pants.
For some reason, I was expecting much more recent.
No.
I don't know why.
I have pretty good bowel and urethra control.
Urethra control.
Yeah, I can control my urethra pretty well.
I hate you.
So this was in 6th grade. I won't say the teacher's name just for her privacy, but it was my science teacher
We all know
who
In 6th grade?
yeah, in 6th grade.
I don't remember.
Very,
I don't remember. Oh, wait.
very.
Wait.
Getting
Very
I think I
weird with
remember
it.
one. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So it was the day that the counselors would come into the class and essentially be like, "Hey, here's you can like choose all these different electives for your next year, like blah blah blah, do all this stuff." They gave like a presentation in the class, and it was like super important apparently, and like you needed to stay there for the whole thing, couldn't leave the class. But I had to pee so bad, so I was just like, I like raised my hand and was like, "Hey, can I go to the bathroom? I really gotta pee." And she was like, "No, you're gonna have to wait." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Should also
I just-
preface that this teacher was notorious for being a huge jerk.
Oh yeah,
fucking
she was
awful.
super rude, and it was so crazy because like there were some times whenever she would be like incredibly nice, but then there would be times where she would just fly off the handle for no reason, and so I'm already afraid of like, am I going to get the nice teacher or am I going to get the angry, crazy teacher? And so I'm like going up to her desk, like, "Hey, can I please use the bathroom? I really gotta go pee pee." Yeah, I said pee pee too.
Just fro waving around.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I did have my afro at that point. And so she's just like, "No, you gotta sit for this whole thing, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "All right, well, I'll try to hold it." 20 minutes goes by. I'm just like, "Dude, I've really got to pee." And so I go over to her again and I was like, "Look, I really have to use the bathroom. I don't know if I can hold it for the remainder of the class." And she's like, "Well, you're going to have to try because you're not leaving." Like, "All right, whatever." And then I had to use the bathroom again. And I was just like, "Look, I got to go." And so I like stood up and I was like, "Can I use the bathroom, please?" And she was like, "No, I already told you. If you ask again, I'm going to send you to the principal's office." And so I was just like, "Okay." And so I sat down and then immediately pissed myself. It was like half on purpose, half because I couldn't hold it anymore. But then like, so I had the pee stains all the way down my pants. And I stood up and I was just like, "May I please use the bathroom?" She was just like, "Go." She was not happy.
What's crazy
what is
now is that would probably get the entire classroom shut down.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure that they have to bring in like, I'm gonna say hazmat stuff, but
Wait, seriously?
not like the hazmat team, but anything like that. I think that they have to like immediately disinfect the area.
That's not surprising. I mean, like,
They should be doing
I don't
that
know. It kind of makes sense.
since always.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me correct that in saying even despite coronavirus.
Yeah.
Right,
Like I'm not saying
yeah.
that because of the virus. I'm saying that like just in general.
We have a
Yeah.
2319. 2319.
I'm just like, what do they gain out of like preventing you from going to the bathroom? Like,
Control.
there's literally,
Yeah, it's a power
I guess
thing.
so. I don't
So you
know,
don't
dude. This
skip
is so
out.
whack.
I think for like her perspective, it's like, you know, like student didn't, because it's like the elective presentation thing. It was like, "Oh, I don't fucking care about this. I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
dick around." But I feel like people do that way less than they thought they did, and they're just like way too like insecure about that. I feel there's
I think
definitely
there was
an
also,
insecurity.
Yeah.
there was that like sentiment of like oh, you're another grade older, which means you're like more mature. And I'm like, I've worked with middle school kids. They are not mature. They are struggling.
That's a rough time for a lot of people.
Having to go to the bathroom should be the least of their worries.
Yeah, man.
True.
You're fucking going through puberty. You're fucking like socializing and shit. Like you're just
getting boners for the first time.
God, lots of weird shit happening there.
Yeah. All the weirdest shit.
You're Logan. You've got a beard,
and then 2 hours later, she texted you back saying, "Nah, never mind."
Yeah.
Damn.
Not personal experience or anything.
I was like, you want to elaborate on that, Nick?
And then like, at least for us, I didn't have like unlimited texting back then, so you probably had to pay to get dumped. Yeah, that shit's whack.
I'm trying to think. I remember for a while I had one of those track phones, and that was the worst because I had someone that was like, I guess they got a phone too, and they used my limit from just incoming texts. Like I wasn't even able to send anything. And then block that friend. I think finally we kind of got out of that. I think by the time that the other thing happened, I think I didn't have to worry about that too much. It probably was a concern.
Yeah, no, I think like if Facebook wasn't as big of a thing back then, I don't know what the fuck I would have done. Cause like I remember I had like my parents gave me 300 minutes a month, and I think every time you sent a text, sent or received a text on a track phone, it was a half minute. So that was 600 combined incoming and outgoing texts.
Wow.
In addition to like the phone calls I had to make my parents and shit in a month, and I had to pay for it, and it was like, dude, like.
It's kind of crazy to think about it now because like unlimited everything is so common and almost like the expectation. So like you hardly ever hear anyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go over my minutes." Fuck.
Yeah. Do they still even have that?
I think they
probably
do.
not.
There's still like I was gonna say there's still prepaid phones. Yeah, like burners.
But they're all like
stuff.
unlimited.
Well, I guess I mean,
you can get like an unlimited like plan for like $30 a month.
You just like you do like $30 for the month, and you just buy a month every time or something like that.
Yeah, I don't see how there'd be a market for buying the minutes anymore.
Dang,
we've come a long way.
It's crazy. Technology's wild.
How old?
I mean, I wasn't even like, that active on my phone whenever we were that age. I had a Firefly until I was in 7th grade, I think.
How old were you guys when you got your first phone? Was that in middle school or is that like shortly before?
I was in middle school, and I remember I was upset. Do you guys hear my dog? I'm sorry.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay, cool. That's just me then.
I was 12, I think. I think I was in the 7th grade when I got my first phone.
Yeah, I was probably about 13, but then my brother got a phone at the same time, and he's 4 years younger than me, and so I was like, what the fuck, Mom? Except I didn't say that to my mom back then. You guys,
what the frick, Mom?
I guess I'll bring this up later.
You just turned up Motionless and White.
I think I had track phones 6th grade, and then 7th grade I finally got a real phone.
See, I don't think I got a real phone until like a non-track. I think I got it like freshman year of high school. I got an actual like contract phone, but I didn't get one that could use the internet until sophomore year.
Yeah, same.
I was way behind most people.
Mine was junior year.
God damn, dude.
I don't even streets behind. I don't even remember when that was.
Bro, you got a fucking girlfriend before you got a phone with internet.
You're right, I did. That's crazy. I've never thought about it that way. Which one is more impressive?
The phone.
The phone, yeah.
Oh my God. But I think it's crazy now how like kids just grow up with them now. Like,
oh, dude, yeah.
Kids
when
are being
I was
raised
thinking
by phones now.
I was thinking the other day, I'm like, thank God I wasn't in high school when like TikTok came out. Oh, fuck.
Well, we were in high school when Vine was out.
TikTok account.
I didn't do Vine though. I still to this day don't have an Instagram. I didn't start tweeting until probably like mid high school.
Yeah, no, I think I forced you to make a Twitter like junior year.
Yeah, I remember that. But I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. Just and even no Vine. You know, I'm gonna say we look at Vine with some rose tinted glasses, but that it definitely had like its cringy fucking
for sure
high schooler shit. But like
the fact that there was
maybe
no
it's
like
just because I'm a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying like definitely like the audio like overlaying like lip syncing shit is like a billion times cringier than anything that was ever on Vine.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Like the dance videos too. Like
that stuff just kind of lends itself to like oh man, I just if it were me doing that kind of stuff, I know that if I looked back and like. I still think about cringy shit that I did. If it was documented, goddamn.
That shut up and mosh shirt.
It would be over, bro.
Bro, you need to shut up and mosh.
Shut up and mosh. God.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I did my fair share of cringy shit.
If okay, but y'all were like not that online. Like at that age, I was online as fuck then. There's some
Steven,
dumbass shit.
Okay, so the other day, and maybe the other guys will remember this, but I know Steven specifically will. This is gonna not translate very well in an audio format, but you remember those Tumblr edits of like it's just like album lyrics? Art with like lyrics over with it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but like I was listening to like A Day to Remember and Pierce the Veil just like out of like I don't know, nostalgia. I guess nostalgia, but I just like it like something it was I think it was probably A Day to Remember. Some line before a breakdown hit and that memory just like rushed back into my head. I was like, oh my God, people used to make those.
Dude, 15-year-olds were like that good at Photoshop, but didn't actually do anything creative with it.
Now.
Is insane, dude. Tumblr is another fucking demon that we probably...
Tumblr back then, especially... Like, if you were a girl, you were like, you scared everyone because it seemed like you're gonna like go off the deep end based on your Tumblr account.
Hey man, that's just got replaced with Finstas. Let's be real here.
True.
I don't have Instagram, so I've never seen that. Is that it's just the same thing?
It's just like
people just kind of
fake Insta. They'll just
okay.
Yeah, it's like a
and
private
they usually
one.
keep it pretty private.
Yeah,
They won't let people widely follow it, but yeah, they just.
That sounds
some,
exactly like
picture
Tumblr.
And then,
where like people would have like
any picture, and then they caption it with like
a story.
Yeah.
Which is
people would have like the second blogs where they wouldn't let anyone follow them from like real life.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, like having a outlet to vent on is healthy as long as you're not like scaring the shit out of your friends.
Yeah.
Talking about you're gonna do some bad stuff. So yeah, I mean there's definitely levels to it, but I don't know. I think that idea is not inherently bad at all.
Yeah.
It's a journal.
For sure. An online journal that's archived and the government can look at if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Some kind of book.
Yeah.
With a face.
Faces? Yeah.
Do you guys ever like go through your old like Facebook and just like?
I was actually just about to say that, speaking of cringy shit that I archived, there's some stuff on my Facebook.
Oh, same.
I think Shut Up and Mosh is on my Facebook, which if for some reason you don't know me and you're listening to this, thank you. But I have this. I was like a scene kid in high school, and there's this stupid picture of me. I'm not putting it in the thumbnail.
Please,
I'd have to go find it.
Please.
I guarantee you
just flash it up on the screen real quick.
If it's not in the thumbnail, Tyler's a bitch.
I have it saved on my phone. I can send it to you right now.
Weird. Okay. Anyway, none of this is going in. But yeah, it's just a real cringe picture. I look back and I laugh. It's funny to me at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, you had a good chunk of. I remember you had a good chunk of profile pictures that like you were trying to be funny really hard on them,
dude.
As
it's
if
just
Tyler
what
is
I
still not that way.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's still to me to this day.
I know that I had one of my Facebook profile pictures was, I think I deleted it. I think I went through and deleted most of that cringy stuff, but I made it with a DSI. If you remember what that is.
Oh my god.
And it was
nice.
like, I drew like because it was like what, 2009, 2010. So I drew like the Joker. Like I made myself look like the Joker, and today that would not fly, but
that's some insult shit right
fly
there.
either, but
yeah,
I had that for a very long time.
This is only like slightly related. I don't even know if I want to tell this. I don't care. It's my story, so I'm gonna tell it. But I remember when I made my Facebook, it was.
Weren't you at my house?
Yes, it was like a sleepover that I had at Nick's house.
And you had
with
to like
Logan.
convince your mom.
Oh my
god. I like called my mom and I was like, "Hey mom, I'm gonna make a Facebook." And then that same night, Logan made some like stupid.
Oh god! Oh no! Not this story.
Logan made some stupid joke that I won't go too far into, but I just wanted him to remember it.
Oh my god! I still feel so bad about that, dude.
This is about was it D?
Yeah. It was just some stupid joke about like one of those like your mom jokes, but it was about my dad, and it was like kind of recent at the time where my dad had passed away, and so he felt really bad. It was like an impulse.
It was the weirdest thing too, because like Logan made like your mom jokes a lot back then.
I really
and
did.
He always said your mom, and for whatever reason he said that night, and I was like dumbfounded.
Nick looked at him. He's like, "Oh no!"
It's also. I also want to note that my friendship with Tyler also started on a very, very similar note in junior year of high school. But continue.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't want y'all to feel bad about that. It was a honest mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
just
no,
the timing of that. Oh my god, dude. The worst.
Damn. That's
Incredible.
crazy. Y'all ever think about how like, and like I was thinking about it because that did you guys watch the Nikki Jakey video about high school?
I did, yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was he just made a video being like, yeah, like, you guys ever think about how high school didn't really fucking matter or blah 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 this and that? And I'm like, damn, true. And then he had made some kind of point about like you won't talk to anyone from high school except for like a select few people. And I was like, damn, my select few people are like
everyone I know.
Yeah, kind of like the only friends that I talk to consistently. But I mean, we've known I've known Logan since like 4th grade.
Yeah.
I think some of you guys have known each other even longer than that. And like, I think a big part of it was like that we like ended up going to college together though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we hadn't have ended up at like especially Nick, not like saying anything about Nick, just because we didn't even go to high school with Nick. We know him from middle school, and then we like kind of reconnected with him at I'm gonna bleep that. I don't know if that's
state college.
Yeah. Too, by the way.
Have I said? Wait, I said it today on this podcast. Oh, I don't know if I
before.
I don't know if I
that's
actually.
What you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
No, you said it twice.
Oh, okay. I'll I don't know. I probably will. It's fine. I'll probably take it out. Whatever. Yeah, but we like kind of reconnected with Nick in college, and now here we are with degrees, making a podcast.
Yeah,
that's what we're destined to do.
This is weird.
Life comes at you fast.
It does. It really does. I agree with that. I mean, I think that it definitely helps that we went to high school with each other, at least for you and me, Tyler, because we ended up rooming together in college. And that definitely helped. I honestly, I wasn't super close with Steven or Jose throughout high school. But then once we all moved up here and started hanging out literally every single day, of course, you got a lot closer at that point. So it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
I love you guys. Oh my
I love
friends.
you too.
Let's see.
I love y'all.
Logan, come over here. Let me give you a kiss.
Yeah, give you a little kiss.
But I guess going back slightly, when you were talking about that story, I was thinking of something else because I know Logan had a bit of a scandal with his Facebook account.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Early on there in middle school. Do you want to divulge on that story?
What? Oh,
sure. Yes. you know this, Nick. You know. I will preface this by saying
Logan's a cyberbully.
I don't condone what I did. What I did was stupid. And I have always been bad with technology. Always. And I have abused it several times, including this time. And honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. I'm very glad that I was not like on Twitter or like very active online for the majority of my life, because, that would definitely have come back to bite me at some point just before I was, more socially conscious and all of that. And, but oh my God. So this, my parents were not really wanting me to have a whole lot of social media. And so they didn't want me to have a Facebook, but, I made one anyway. And there was this guy, that went to our school. We'll call him,
please stop.
What should we call him?
We don't have to call him anything.
Let's call him Andrew.
Okay, sure.
Call him Sparkle Hands.
So, what's that?
Call him Sparkle Fingers.
Sparkle Fingers? Oh my God, no!
So Andrew
was very annoying to me and bullied me a lot for whatever reason. I won't go into the specifics of it, but he was bullying me quite a bit, and it really got under my skin. And so I made an event on Facebook called Ignore Andrew Day. And it was a public event because at that point I did not know how to make private events because I was what would I have been, 12?
13, yeah.
And so I shared it with everyone that I had friends with except for Andrew. And essentially, how many people said that they were going to go to that? It was like almost upwards of 200 people saying that they were going to do it.
Wait, I did not know that. Holy shit.
It was a lot of people. Dude, there was so many people that said they were going to do it.
Were there even that many people in our middle school?
Yeah.
There were. There was like 300 each grade.
Probably that many people just even in our grade. But like it was people like in our grade, the grade above us, the grade below us as well. Like a lot of people said they were going to do it. And it got so big that it showed up, and at this point I didn't know that like you could see events that your friends said that they were going to go to. And so Andrew saw that it like popped up on his feed, and his mom saw it and like called my mom, and she was pissed off. I mean, rightfully so. Yeah, sure. I was cyberbullying her son. And she called my mom and was just like, your son is cyberbullying my son. He made this event that everyone in the school is going to ignore him on this day, blah, blah, blah. And my mom was like, no, you must have the wrong Logan, because there was another kid in our grade named Logan. She was like, you must have the wrong Logan. My son doesn't have a Facebook. And Andrew's mom was like, yes, he does. And my mom was downstairs with her laptop, and I was upstairs playing games on my computer. And she walks upstairs with her laptop with my Facebook profile on the laptop. And it's just like, what the hell is this? It's like, and in the moment I panicked, and I was just like, Jared made it for me.
Oh my god!
Wait, did you actually say Jared made it?
I did. I told them that Jared had made the Facebook for me. It was just like, yeah, he made it for me and gave me the password. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. And then she was just like, and then what is this? Ignore Andrew Day. What is this? And I was like,
Jared also did that.
Jared, at that point, I was just like, he's so annoying. I don't like him. He's mean to me. But like, my mom was not having that as an answer, and so they made me call Andrew. I almost just said his real name. They made me call Andrew and apologize to him. And like, I'm sitting there, and my parents had already like whipped my ass previously, so I'm sitting there crying, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Blah, blah. It was bad. At that point, they deleted the Facebook and basically took away all electronic privileges other than TV it was legitimately like 6 to 7 months at that point. So it was a very long time.
Damn.
And I deserved it for sure. I was a little shit, and I deserved that for sure.
So was he though. Not that
for sure.
Just
doesn't make it better, but
he was a twerp.
Yeah. But it's just crazy. Like, that event had numbers, bro.
Ben had numbers.
Yeah, it had numbers, bro.
You're popping off.
Jesus.
That sounds awful. Oh man.
Logan threw a rager in middle school. That was it.
A rager?
Yeah.
Are you talking about after formal?
No.
No, he's talking
Not
about
the event.
Andrew Day.
Oh.
No, but go ahead and talk about this rage after form. I want to hear about this.
No, I didn't
Ranger there was Logan slapboxing and making someone cry.
Wait. What?
Yeah,
Logan just went on a tirade.
Yeah,
in middle school.
I was crazy.
That was hilarious when that happened too.
I was crazy.
Oh, man.
Another name we shan't say, but
Yeah.
it was freaking funny.
Yeah, no,
Middle school was a time.
I really didn't like talk with any of y'all in middle school, but I just remember being like just super intimidated by y'all for some reason. And I think I'm like remembering why that is just from all these shitty things that Logan has done.
When you say y'all, do you include me in that? It was
A little bit, yeah.
I
Was Jose?
Not Jose. I think just like y'all three. I guess I felt like y'all were in like a higher like social strata than I was. Yeah, no, it was
were
your
we a clique? We were a clique.
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Yo, were we popular? What the
No,
hell?
I was just a fucking loser.
Well, no one said that.
I was. I had like 2 friends in middle school, so.
Damn, bro.
Oh man.
Look at you
everyone's
now.
supporting me. I'm still not cool.
You've upgraded to at least 6 friends,
Hey, there you go.
Hey. Oh my god.
some of which don't come to the podcast, but that's fine.
Fucking
That's whatever.
bitches.
That's beside the point. Oh, also, we forgot to mention that Jason died again.
Jason
For those
did
of you
not
who
He
die.
passed away.
Jason
Now,
is
Rest in
not
peace.
He
dead.
re-died.
This is the worst time to be saying that, I think. Should not be saying
He
that.
died of the coronavirus for the 3rd time.
No.
It's truly a miracle.
And a tragedy.
I think that's what Logan meant to say. But he's just in his middle school bully mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Our wash machine's going crazy.
Yeah, dude, I hear that all the way from here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you guys think that there was like in the cliche sense, there like popular kids
Oh, yeah.
in high school? And I'm sure Nick has like a different answer because he went to a different high school. But like,
I think there were people that definitely thought they were.
okay,
I think
That's my
that's
answer.
true.
I guess at least for us, like since our high school was pretty big, there were I guess like multiple like hierarchies that you had like, you know, people more towards the top, obviously. I don't think there was like the stereotypical like, you know, like one singular boy and girl that were both super popular and they dated and
Yeah.
But like I think I think in any gathering of people, you're gonna have like a social hierarchy, and
yeah, I guess that's true.
But I guess like the thing
I definitely was at the top of orchestra
for sure.
as the president.
It was high school, so no one was cool. No one was the person, I guess, to hang out with or the group to be a part in. It was just
definitely
whoever you associated yourself with, and that was
that. Yeah,
okay, that was kind of cool.
That's a pretty good point too, because like I feel like I feel like I knew not a lot of people, but I knew a good number of people even outside of like our class. But I like met somebody the other day that I work with now who apparently was like only a grade below us, and I never saw him in my entire life. And he went to our high school, and so I think that just kind of goes to show of like, like even in one like singular school, I think especially I don't know, something about ours and like the way that there was like I hate to say it, but it's just kind of true. Just like the way they divided like the honors classes away from like the rest of the classes, it just like it was almost like going to two different high schools for some like things.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's actually fun that you bring that up because it's just a slight tangent, but there was also a guy that I work with who's an intern at my job who was a grade lower than us and also went to our same high school that I never fucking knew of or talked to in my life, and we just so happened to meet like the first week I was there. So I thought that was pretty funny as well. It's a small world. And
you know what that means?
What's up?
We gotta get away from.
We
still live too close to our high school.
This is true. I've thought about just like picking up and dipping. I don't know what the fuck I'd go.
Same.
Let's just go somewhere where there's another store in the chain that I work at, and then I'll just work there.
And then Logan and I will transfer headquarters at the company we work at.
The place that we work at.
Yeah.
And Jose.
Sure.
Nick, does your place have more branches or is it just the one?
So that's a bit of an interesting question. So I work at our headquarters. I work at we're not I think we're technically global, but there's also like I work for one company, but under that company there's a lot of different brands. So
okay. That makes sense.
Like I don't think that we're really in the Northwest at all, but we're in the Northeast a bit more. But one brand is in the Northeast. So like there's definitely offices up there. I don't know that my actual company has other branches up there. But now with all this, my job though, as I've learned, can be easily done from a work from home situation.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
There's not much reason for me to be in an office besides getting out.
Yeah.
And going
leaving
to
the
Shake
house.
Shack.
And I think a lot of jobs are also realizing that, now that they have to, they're like, well, I guess we don't need to have him here. So I'm sure that might change once this whole blows over, like this entire thing blows over.
I think a lot of Silicon Valley places have like said, we're honestly just going to start phasing out of offices because, I mean, why wouldn't they? It saves them a ton of overhead.
Yeah, exactly. You're just saving money at that point. I don't think any of the workers would be complaining.
Yeah, it saves some overhead, but I also feel like there's part of like I guess like when you're trying to like attract new talent to a company.
That's true.
A lot of people is like, oh, our workspace culture is really good. Everyone here is chill. We got a fucking smoothie machine in the cafeteria, bro. Come work for us.
There's some beanbags in the corner.
We got those smoothie chairs. Yeah. So
if they're taking that overhead and maybe able to bump up salaries which I highly doubt, given that I doubt for some of these larger places. But
you're saying that bosses are going to give people more money? That's crazy talk, Nick.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it changes the workforce and the market for jobs here in the next
I know that
few
I'm
years.
glad I don't have to get up and drive 30 minutes. Well, actually, I drive an hour to work.
Yeah, I don't miss that at all. Saving a lot on gas.
Oh yeah.
I had just gotten my toll tag transferred over to where I was the person paying for it too. So I'm like, I don't have to pay for that for a while.
Hey. Might want to bleep that also. That's identifying.
I guess.
I think, I don't know how much we've already said in previous episodes.
This is also true.
I guess I could retroactively edit those though. I don't know.
All 3 of our listeners are gonna dox us.
Yeah, I know, dude. The 3 listeners who know. I don't think so. Oh, well, I think toll tag is we've said it so many times. I'm not gonna cut it out. It's yeah, you also said Texas, but that's whatever.
Texas is a huge ass state.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
we'll be fine.
I think that's a Texas specific brand of how they do the tolls or whatever. I don't know.
I think so. I think it is.
Yeah.
Stupid, but
Bad dummy.
I had a question maybe about 20 minutes ago or so.
Hit us with it.
And
It's too late.
I'm if you even at all, jeez.
Edit that out.
If you even do at all, when did y'all start cursing in front of your parents? Unless the answer is you don't still.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I don't unless it's unless it's a play.
Does anybody curse in front of their parents in casual conversation
all the time.
Or is it just me? Okay. Cool.
I don't think I did. It was later high school or early college. I think it was later in high school. Yeah, I think so.
I think I started in high school. I just kind of sprinkled it in. I remember a specific instance where I was on the phone with my mom and I missed a turn because I was on the phone while I was driving, a bad person. But I had a hands-free, but I was missed a turn or something. I was trying to drive home and I was fuck. And I was oh, that's probably one of the worst ones to say. Yeah, that's one of the big ones. And my mom didn't even she probably noticed, but she didn't even acknowledge it. And I was oh man, I'm in the clear.
I'm good.
And then that's when I kind of started sprinkling it in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that transition like? Did they did your parents were they weird about it? What was that like?
No. I mean it was just they kind of just never acknowledged it.
Mm-hmm.
And
does your brother?
Yeah, he definitely does. But I don't know. It was just kind of a thing that just happened. And I don't know. I don't know. I like the relationship I have with my mom. It's very casual. I don't ever feel like I'm
hiding anything.
I don't know.
Walking on eggshells.
Yeah, exactly. I don't feel like I'm trying to not say stuff to my mom. I feel like I share a lot with her.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying, especially now, to call her a lot because she doesn't live nearby anymore, so it's not I can visit very easily, and so yeah, I don't know, but
yeah, no, it's
pretty neat.
I definitely feel that. I think I kind of, it happened to me in the same way where I think my mom, my dad always cussed around us. I was whatever. But my mom was the type of person that would as I got older, she would if she was upset, she'd sprinkle in a shit, every once in a while. Not a literal shit, just say shit. I'm sorry, Mom, for listening to this.
When she gets upset, she'll just poop her pants.
Yeah, I'll say some shit right now, dude.
But yeah, and I think it just happened something like that where I picked up on that and then probably said it accidentally at one point and then just kind of realized there was no repercussions and then just opened the floodgates.
Turtles.
open the shit gates. But yeah, no, I definitely like. I think when I was a lot younger, like especially like early high school, I didn't feel like I could like talk with my parents about stuff, and once I kind of realized like, oh damn, they like love me and shit and whatnot.
They're people.
They're people, and they're my parents. It got a lot easier just kind of like open up and be myself and just be more casual around them. So I feel that, but it definitely took a lot of work to get to that point with my parents.
Yeah. My mom actually asks about you guys like almost every time I talk to her.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Oh, really?
She's just like, yeah, she's like, oh, how's she's like, well, first she's like, how's Darian? And that's my girlfriend for the listeners. She's like, oh, how's she doing? And I'm just like, oh, she's good. And then she'll be like, okay, how's Logan? And how's Steven? And how's Jose? How's Nick? How's Jared? How's Jason? And then I'm just like, they're all good. They're all working. They all
are alive.
Are living, right? Steven is vegan.
Except Jason.
I am vegan.
And
I'll say the last time I saw your mom, I was kind of like, she probably wouldn't remember me because I only like went to your house like twice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those, I had to leave like
we all had to leave
early
at some point.
I think I left the same night. I was so pissed. I took piano back then, and I had some dumb ass contest the next day.
Did you win? Are
Hell
you winning
no.
some?
It wasn't a
What's
real
that?
contest. It was like I don't even know. Like
It's like a recital.
piano
Was it like
teacher
the
like
type
put
of-
it on with maybe some
Oh.
other piano teachers, I guess. So it was just like a recital. It wasn't even like a true contest. Although I did
Yeah,
drive for
that's like-
contests too, and those were also a huge waste of time.
Yeah, I didn't hate them, but I kind of hated the contests that like you did if you were in like any kind of music class.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, go play a solo for a judge,
Like all
and they
reason.
give you a number. Yeah, like
Fuck
that
that
stuff like
stuff.
that. That annoyed the crap out of me. And then I went to state once, and I like flubbed majorly, and it was so stupid.
Fucking little flex in there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
I went
just
to state.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to memorize the solo.
Wow.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
In high school, I gave up on that stuff, and because they still forced us then, and I wouldn't prepare at all, and usually like the grade was just like basically a completion anyways, and so
Yeah.
the like judge sometimes you could tell they would feel like bad because they think that I was just like some like terrible player, which I mean I'm no viola aficionado, but like I can play decently. When you give me contest music that has like second position and all this other stuff that I don't care about, I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time preparing for this.
Yeah. I felt similarly, but I also have a mother who is a music teacher and would pay for private lessons for me all throughout middle school. So if I didn't do well, it was like I was wasting
The
more
opportunity.
money than I'd probably like to state. So I would have loved to just fuck up every single one of those solo ensembles. They made me anxious as shit. But I wasn't about to have my mom spend all this money on private lessons. Be like, hey, check out this 4. Isn't this sick?
Hey.
Luckily, I think my parents were well aware that I had a terrible, terrible piano teacher. So
Oh.
I don't know why they kept me there, or else smelled like cat piss.
Oh no.
Gross.
Should have had my
It
mom
was
teach you,
cat
bro.
piss.
My mom taught someone else we went to middle school with and ended up being a protege. Should have just come over my
I
place.
actually, yeah, and I hated piano until I took that piano class that was in middle school.
Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed
And then I
that.
was like, okay, that's cool.
like the electric pianos, and you had like the headphones on. So
yeah,
I wanted to hear you.
Oh yeah,
she was a really nice teacher too.
She was very nice. I forgot her name. She was nice.
Oh, that's right.
She was very nice. I won't say her first name.
She was very nice. I really enjoyed her class.
Yeah.
Dude. So
dang, I have to actually actively edit this podcast.
What? I guess since like everyone like knows, like what instruments did y'all all play growing up? So I feel like most of us played something at some point.
Yeah.
Pretty involved.
I mean, like in school, I started out playing bass, like double bass in orchestra. I started that in 6th grade, and then when I got to high school, I like pretty much took every music elective. Like anytime I had an elective spot in my in my class or like in my schedule, I took music classes just because like to me they were easy. And so I like took piano, I took classical guitar, which was at our high school, and I took jazz band for bass. And the only thing I guess really like did those competitions and stuff for were for my bass for orchestra, and then one year I did guitar, and it was kind of fun. I don't know, I liked taking those classes.
Nice.
I did.
I'm pretty much the same as Tyler.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Started out with double bass in 4th grade, played that all the way through high school. I also did jazz band. That was in middle school, and also took piano in high school as well. And Tyler and I actually met doing like all city choir in 4th grade.
Aw,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
So we were little singers.
that's cute.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think did y'all all do orchestra? I feel like I was the only one that didn't do it.
I never did orchestra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I did French horn from 6th grade. I only did like band in middle school. I did French horn 6th grade through 8th grade, and then in 8th grade I tried out for jazz band, and I just taught myself the trumpet, so it was close enough to French horn.
Nice.
And did that. But I was in the 2nd jazz band, so I didn't get to hang out with Logan or Tyler or any of them. Were you in jazz band in middle school, Tyler?
I wasn't.
Okay,
No.
it's just
No.
Logan then.
It was me.
And then I did piano pretty much on and off my whole life, just because my mom taught it and it was free lessons. But I never really liked that. And then probably because of my mom teaching me, but whatever. And then in high school, I did 1 year of classical guitar. I was pretty decent for someone that had never played a stringed instrument, but I just stopped after that. So, yeah, that's all I got. And I played Guitar Hero
Jose?
a lot.
Hell yeah, dude.
A protege.
An entirely different instrument right there.
Yeah.
I did choir all throughout middle school and
that's
high
right.
school. So I had 7 years total. Holy shit.
Hitting those pipes.
7 years total doing that. And then in middle school, I took piano for a couple semesters. Really enjoyed that. Wish I still knew the music, but it's okay. It happens. And high school, I also played classical guitar. I think we had a class together, right, Tyler? Just the 1 year?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was cool. I also never played a stringed instrument, and I thought it was pretty cool that they offered it at our high school. And I've always wanted to play guitar, so I signed up, and I think I took it for like 2 years, I think, maybe 3. It might have been more than 2, but that was also really fun, so I think I think we all played, did we all play the recorder at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Are we not
Of course.
Yeah.
Hot cross buns.
Hell yeah, dude.
1 a penny.
Oh, my God.
Why was that a thing? Why would that, they're just like,
who
let's
knows?
just give these kids a recorder.
The
see
most
what happens.
annoying fucking instrument on the planet. Had them all played at the same time.
taught by one of the most easily irritable teachers ever.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that it's a cheap instrument and you can learn how to read music on it.
Yeah.
Like learning, like if you really want to learn music, like how to read it, you should probably should play piano, but that's expensive and public schools can't just teach every kid piano.
Just buy everyone a grand piano. Why don't you just go to your parents' house where you have a grand piano and just play the grand piano like I did growing up? Fucking idiots.
Nick, what did you play?
Let's see. I played viola from, what was it, 4th grade through high school. I still have it, so I still kind of pick it up sometimes. And then a little bit of piano, and really that's it. Just those 2 things. I wish I could have played cello, honestly.
Cello's badass.
Cello
can.
fun.
Just go buy one.
Sure.
Just buy a classical instrument. They're
I
really
also have
cheap.
to learn how to play bass. I don't really know how to read bass clef at all.
Bass clef can suck my dick.
That's pretty easy.
Treble's easy.
Okay.
I still have to use mnemonic devices to read treble clef.
EGBDF. Those are the lines of the treble clef.
I have not heard that one before.
That was a free music lesson for all you listeners.
I knew that, and then to
You're
know
welcome.
the spaces, I just knew that from bottom to top, it spelled face.
Yeah.
Face. Yep.
Bass.
Yeah.
I don't know any devices.
It's only shifted down 2 spaces, right? That's all it
it's
is.
just a third down.
Dang,
Yeah.
make it easier. Honestly, when we started quarantine, I thought for a little bit I was like, what if I just bought a keyboard and just kind of spent this time to see if I could really relearn piano. And now
And
I
how'd
don't
that
think I
go?
should do that. I don't think I should do that. Maybe down the road.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always loved playing and writing music, and I really want to get back into actually kind of actively playing different instruments. I have a guitar and a bass and my double bass still, and then a keyboard. Thanks, Logan, for the keyboard.
I got the drum set. Let's
And
get
then,
started.
hey, we're starting a band.
Oh.
Guys in their 20s be like, let's start a podcast. Let's start a band.
Look, we got nothing better to do right now.
Yeah.
Facts.
Bro, if you're not
That's why I
working
need a
right
9 to
now,
5 like
if
you
you're not
guys.
making money.
You're not grinding.
Look,
You're
we're trying to
wasting
grind on this
time.
podcast, bro. We're grinding on this
Yeah.
band. We're grinding on this podcast. You know, we are here making money moves, brothers.
Get the Hooligans LLC. We're set.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
All right, EP coming soon, guys. Stay tuned.
EP coming soon. Not to cut us short, but time's looking a little long here.
We're having fun with
So
the
if we
bros.
wanna, yeah, no, we
Just
are.
talk.
I mean, we could still keep talking after. We'll probably play some games or something. But Nick has to assign homework. Jason was going to assign homework, but he's
then he
not
died.
here.
He's a bitch.
So
Yeah, he's dead.
he's not dead. Stop it.
I also want to look up this real quick just to see what it's really entitled. It's a YouTube video.
Oh.
Well,
that's
let
what
me
you
say
meant.
it's a TV show that you can easily watch on YouTube. So, oh god, my ear.
Okay.
Shoot, where is it? Okay, it's an episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and
Okay.
it focuses on the WWE. And I'm not going to
Okay.
say anything more because then it would just kind of ruin the whole thing. But it's just search John Oliver WWE. It'll be the first episode. It's 23 minutes long, and I'll send the link so that we can put it in the description. But
Okay.
yeah, he this is from a year ago, and it was like a week before WrestleMania. So view it in that, and I think he kind of mentions that too. But I'll let him do the talking. But it's a very interesting watch.
Cool.
Cool.
Dope. Looking forward to it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining in on the Hooligans podcast, revamped episode 3. Let us know what you thought about Grae by Moses Sumney. Go check out the John Oliver clip that we'll link in the description down below. Let us know of the last time you pooped or peed yourself in the comments. We'll take a look at that.
Let us know of
what instruments did you play in high school?
What instruments did you play?
Let us know if you
just write whatever, man. Just say whatever.
Let us know about your middle school trauma.
Cyberbullying.
Please don't.
Like, did you cyberbully anybody in middle school?
Yeah, did you cyberbully anyone?
Cyberbully each other in the comments.
Please
Have a blast.
Please don't.
Open up the
not to
comment
down,
pit,
but
bro.
there was a famous person who just died as a result of that. So.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't
we obviously mentioned it earlier. We do. Logan highly regrets it.
Yes, don't do it. It's bad, big bad. But anyway, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. We love
Kisses.
you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.